Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and we're here to talk about Fallout 76 yet again. Oh dear, this poor game just cannot catch a break, it would seem. Or rather, it's catching all of the breaks, and that would be the problem. Now, as always, we will be discussing the facts of the subject first, and then I'll give my opinion on this whole thing, which will probably actually be pretty short opinion because there's actually a lot of information to go over. The links to any sources used will be down in the description down below, and if you like what I do here, please remember to like, subscribe, and don't forget to share the video with your friends on Twitter, Reddit, or Facebook. If you want to support the channel even further, links to my social media and my Discord server are down in the description down below, and if you want to go one step further than that, consider donating on Patreon for all of those amazing good feels you will get knowing you're supporting a channel that you like. So what do we have going on here? Now, I was led by multiple people to this Reddit thread by the user Teeth Are Just Done, titled Get Ready for Endless Fun on PC. Now, in this Reddit thread, the user makes the following 5 allegations. The first is that the server does not verify files for integrity, meaning that the client-side data can be manipulated, and this would have a direct result on the gameplay for the user. The examples listed were making trees smaller and making player models brighter and more easy to see, which would be a distinct potential advantage for long-range sniping in PvP. The second statement is that collision, in reference to terrain and invisible walls, is client-side, meaning if someone wanted, they could become Fallout Jesus, able to walk on water or walk through any walls or locked doors. The third statement is that the game client does not encrypt any data traffic, which means a person could inject whatever code they want or even obtain the IP addresses of other players. The fourth statement dovetails off of the third, where they make the claim that you can inject code to immediately refill your health meter or even to provide yourself with individual items by telling the game you picked them up. And their fifth statement again comes into play in regards to the allegations that the game does not use encrypted traffic, where they state that you could exploit that to force a disconnect or log-off packet to knock other players offline. They then posted an edit with a link to a Nexus Mods lockpicking mod for Fallout 4 that was further modified to work in Fallout 76, which is reasonable because Fallout 76 uses the same engine and is basically just a multiplayer version of Fallout 4 from the looks of things. Now, Bethesda responded to IGN in regards to this specific Reddit thread stating the following. And many of the claims in the thread are either inaccurate or based on incorrect assumptions. The community has, however, called to attention several issues that our team are already actively tracking and planning to roll out fixes for. Our goal is always to deliver a great experience for all our players. Cheating or hacking will not be tolerated. We know our fan base is passionate about modding and customizing their experience in our worlds, and it's something we intend to support down the road. IGN also clarified that the statement does not say specifically which of those claims are false, but another Redditor has kindly helped to shed some light on the situation and hopefully clear up some misconceptions. Now, this Reddit post made by Yausio, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, outlines potentially what Bethesda was referring to when they said many of the claims in the thread are either inaccurate or based on incorrect assumptions. This specifically is regarding encrypted network protocols versus unencrypted traffic. And I won't go full schoolyard mode on what role encryption serves, as we'd have to go into DTLS versus UDP and TLS versus TCP and also TCP over HTTPS for good measure, not to mention man-in-the-middle attacks and all of that nonsense. But I would ask that everyone at least understand that unencrypted traffic equals bad and encrypted traffic equals good. So the third, fourth, and fifth claims made by Teeth Are Just Done circle around the concept of the game not utilizing data encryption, which is a very bad thing to see. However, Yausio lends some credence to the data traffic within the game that it in fact is encrypted and posted multiple screenshots as proof. So let's go through the proof provided. Well, they first state that when you first start up Fallout 76, the game connects to 2 IP addresses that they show here. The CloudFront system you see there is an Amazon AWS cloud server, which is nothing at all to worry about. You'll notice that the Bethesda Net launcher also makes use of a variety of Amazon cloud servers, including the same server used by the Fallout 76 executable. They then connected while the servers were down, so they would only be connecting to game servers and not any players, as seen in the screenshot. This next screenshot shows their Wireshark scan while those connections are taking place, showing TLS secured traffic. Now, some of you will probably wonder about that one TCP packet shown there, but please note that appears to be a push to port 443, which is HTTPS traffic, which is then confirmed the next line down with a TLS client key exchange and encrypted handshake. No unencrypted traffic there. While there was a brief unencrypted connection, it did appear to be nothing more than a port forward to an HTTPS connection, most likely handed out by an edge server or a firewall. They then went on to state that the game did make use of UDP and DIS packets most of the time, what is unencrypted traffic, and that would lend credence to the teeth are just done allegations. However, they later updated their post to state that the game was using DTLS, which is encrypted UDP, and the DIS packets are actually RTP packets, being mistaken as DIS packets by Wireshark. Now, RTP is real-time transport protocol, and it's used in streaming services like YouTube, Pandora, and online video games. Yes, the video you're watching right now uses RTP packets. And when we look at their Wireshark scan on those UDP connections, we can see DTLS communication, which is secured communications. And when there is an unencrypted UDP connection, they appear to be port forwards to the DTLS connections. Now, what this means is that unencrypted ports are being forwarded to encrypted connections, meaning any data communications actually taking place does appear to be encrypted, which would mean that Teeth Are Just Done's third through fifth allegations are most likely what Bethesda was referring to when they said the Redditor's claims were either inaccurate or based on incorrect assumptions. However, this does nothing to clarify the first 2 points that were made. 1, the server verifying the client-side files for integrity, and 2, collision is also client-side and as such could potentially be manipulated. And while Bethesda has stated they will be rolling out a huge number of fixes, cue the chill bro it's a beta commenters, the fact of the matter is, the game is set to release in just a few days, and it would appear that Bethesda is doing their best to band-aid issues as quickly as possible, as opposed to taking the time to actually fix them permanently. Case in point, the recent news that Bethesda's quote-unquote fix for the gameplay speed differences based on frame rate is for them to simply lock the frame rate of the game on PC to 63 frames per second and limit the field of view to 80 in third person and 90 in first person, which is essentially exactly what I said they would most likely do in my previous video talking about that. So for those of you hoping to get an FOV slider or to be able to run the game at a frame rate faster than 60, you're going to be straight up shit out of luck. Now, Jared Walton of PC Gamer noted that editing the INI file will not allow you to unlock the FOV. However, one of the commenters on PC Gamer, Super Mario, pointed out that the field of view can be adjusted in a different INI file named the Fallout 76 Custom. However, it is worth noting that the frame rate lock is in-engine. And it is entirely possible that the field of view may also become locked within the engine later on with another patch. However, for now, those of you with widescreen or ultra-widescreen monitors will at least be able to get the game to work properly with a couple of minor tweaks. And also, given how talented the modding community is, I would expect that sooner or later, one of them will come up with a mod that will once again remove the frame rate lock from the game, which would put Bethesda back at square one with needing to do what they should be working on right now, a way to patch the game engine itself to correct for this bug. Although again, the very thought of Bethesda fixing core bugs like that seems a bit like mixing oil and water. Now, any way you look at it, beta or no beta, the PC release of Fallout 76 is shaping up to be a rocky one, which will all but guarantee to have bugs galore, but with a microtransaction system firmly in place and most likely completely rad roach free. But as always, please do let me know what you think down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.